Hello there. This is the Green Line where agriculture meets innovation. And yes, it's been an amazing week so far. And I mean, what other way to end the week rather than talks and matters of agriculture? Every single day of the week, we emphasize that agriculture is the food that we eat, literally the air that we breathe, even though that is arguable. But yes, agricultural practices cannot be alienated from our traditional African society, as this is what we know, this is what we have done over the years. And we have such great deposit on our land. Our land has the capacity to produce the food that we eat and extend that hand to other parts of the world through export. I think that Nigeria is great, and I know that Nigeria has the potential to be as great as possible. You know, a few days back, we celebrated 65 whole years. And 65 years is not just a small feat. It is an amazing stride that we have made in different aspects of our country's system, politically, socially, and agriculturally. Now, let's take a look at the month of September and some of the agricultural innovations that took place throughout the past month. Now, first of all is the federal government launched a post-harvest system transformation program to reduce post-harvest losses, emphasizing strategic investment in staple crops. Also, the federal government distributed 2,000 tractors to boost mechanization in agricultural sector, with a focus on improving productivity. Need I talk about Jigawa State's continued its date palm development program and trained over 2,000 young people in date palm cultivation and processing to address unemployment and migration. Also, the Institute of Agricultural Research, IAR, introduced an improved maize variety to enhance food security and boost crop yields for farmers. Also, the federal government to revitalize silos concession programs, and that is through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, announced the plans to revitalize the silos concession program, which is aimed at improving storage facilities and reducing losses. Because if we continue to cultivate these crops, but they keep getting lost, that is pretty much a shadow boxing. Also, the National Gender Policy Review that was introduced, a North Central Zonal Consultative Forum, was held to review the national gender policy in agriculture and its accompanying strategic plan of action. Everyone must be included, especially when it comes to agriculture, male or female, man, woman, boy, girl, everyone must be introduced into the conversation and practice of agriculture. Now, there's a plan of action also, the Share Tree Mapping Initiative. The federal government plans to map share trees across 21 states to support an ongoing export ban on unprocessed share and boost local processing. Also, there was a partnership for sesame supply chain where Olam Farms, Agri, IFAD, and other organizations partnered to build a sustainable supply chain for sesame production. And you know, Nigeria is very rich when it comes to the planting and harvesting of sesame seeds. Kwara State also is not left out with their mechanization drive. The Kwara State Ministry of Agriculture continued its drive to boost agricultural productivity through increased mechanization across the state. Now, grants cannot be alienated from the matter of agriculture. So, there's been new grant opportunities. Several new grant opportunities were made available in the month of September 2025 for agricultural ventures and entrepreneurs, offering a chance to secure funding for projects and expansion. Now, your responsibility after finding out about these grants that are made accessible to agricultural entrepreneurs is to research on some of these grants, just so that you can partake in them. And that is pretty much the update for the month of September in the agricultural ecosystem. Now, next on our list, we'll be talking about livestock farming. Last week, of course, we highlighted some of the challenges we face in livestock farming, and basically what livestock farming is about explained throughout the video. Let's take a look. Livestock farming is more than just a tradition in Nigeria. It is a pillar of our food system, economy, and culture.
with over 20 million cattle, 40 million sheep, 50 million goats, and nearly 200 million poultry birds. Nigeria is home to one of the largest livestock populations in Africa. Yet, the potential of this sector remains largely untapped. The livestock industry currently contributes about $32 billion to Nigeria's GDP, but experts project it could rise to $74 billion by 2035 if productivity gaps are closed. One of the biggest challenges is the cost of feed, which accounts to 70% of total production cost. This has left many farmers struggling to stay profitable. Added to this are issues of insecurity, poor veterinary infrastructure, and low investment in breed improvement, which limit productivity. On the demand side, Nigerians' appetite for animal protein is growing. Our annual milk production is about 700,000 tons, but we consume over 1.6 million tons, forcing us to import more than half of what we need. Likewise, per capita consumption of meat and dairy is still well below global averages, highlighting both a nutritional gap and a market opportunity. Despite these challenges, the future of Nigeria's livestock industry is promising, with innovations in feed alternatives, breed improvement, climate smart practices, and better policies. This sector can drive food security, reduce imports, and create jobs and fuel a new era of agri-business growth. Livestock farming is not just about rearing animals, it is about feeding a nation, sustaining families, and shaping the economy of tomorrow.
All right, welcome back. At least if you have little to no understanding of what livestock farming is, I hope that video was of great help to you right here on the show today. As always, we will have resource persons who will help us dissect the matter of livestock farming. Last week, we had Professor Abraham Gordon, and he helped us talk about some of the policies surrounding the livestock farming here in Nigeria. But today, we go into his demonstration farms right at Pilgrim's Place, where we were able to identify the different shapes from different goats, the different breeds. Who knew that we had things like artificial insemination, especially in goat and sheep farming, livestock basically. Right, let's take a look at our interview with Dr. Abraham.
Agribusiness Institute and Pilgrim Ranch Demonstration Farm is a training institute where we train aspiring farmers in the area of livestock farming, and especially goat rearing and sheep rearing. And so here in our farm, we have the Kalahari red goat, we have the Sanen goat, which is a dairy breed, and then sheep, we have the Dopa breed, and then the Meat Master breed. King Harold is a Sanen, and it's a dairy breed that can give 3 to 5 liters of milk every day.
Okay, 3 to 5
liters of milk, yes.
Okay, let's see.
So this is King Harold. That's King Harold. Okay. King Harold, original King Harold. Okay. The original King Harold is from Norway, okay. But King Harold here is a Sanen breed, and he has 2 wives.
2 wives?
Yes,
okay.
2 wives.
Interesting.
A goat can have up to 40. So
40 wives?
Yes.
How do you know these things?
That's my work. I'm an agriculturist.
Okay.
So this is King Harold. It's a Sanen breed. Bring the females. Bring one of the females. Okay, you can see they look alike.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a female. They are just wives.
Okay. Okay.
And then here also we have Meat Master. He's very big and he's difficult. Yeah. So that's the male. They don't have horns, so it's difficult to control. He's stronger than him.
Oh, these ones usually do not have horns.
They don't have horns, yes.
Okay.
So that's a Meat Master sheep.
Okay.
And all these we have here, these are pilot projects. Okay. It's when after the pilot project now we commercialize, we will have more. Bring him closer.
So they are not yet for sale.
No, this is not for sale. Only Kalahari.
Kalahari.
Yes.
So let's say this is for sale. Can you
Okay.
give us like an estimate of what it should cost?
Okay, Kalahari Red, a kid of Kalahari Red, the male is 4 million, the female is 4.2 million.
Okay.
Okay, while the adult breeder stock is $3,300 landing price, so that's about 5.1 million.
Okay.
That's the adult this thing. The sheep, we can't say the price now. It's when we finish the pilot project, would there be adaptational losses and so on? That's when we'll be able to say what's the commercial value. Now, allow him to go. You can bring the kid, this meat master. Bring the meat master kid. Yeah. That's a kid.
Okay.
That's a meat master sheep. That's the kid.
Okay.
Now bring Dopper, the male. The meat master male also has 2 wives. The Dopper also has 2 wives.
Wow.
He's also very strong. Okay. Move. Okay. So one thing about these breeds is that they are the bone to meat ratio, the meat ratio is higher.
Okay.
You know, the goats we have in the sheep we have in Nigeria, they are tall,
Okay.
but they are very bony.
Yeah.
They have big structures,
Yes.
but little meat. While these ones, they have moderate structures, but a lot of meat.
Okay.
A lot of meat. So one of the things we plan to do is crossbreeding. That is crossing these imported ones with the local ones
Okay.
to increase the meat to bone ratio.
Are these the ones that usually have a lot of hairs?
There are ones. This is not exactly the one for wool.
Okay, yes,
there are
yes.
ones that have more wool.
Okay. Okay. That's beautiful.
All right. Allow him to go. You can see his back. You see how very muscular,
Yes.
very muscular he is. Okay, let's go in there. There you can come in, and then we'll look at King Charles.
Looks actually like a king.
Okay, this is King Edward. This is King James. This is King George, and this is King Charles. He's not going to attack you. So this is King Charles.
Okay.
He's the biggest goat we have here now. It used to be King George, but King George has been very active mating, and when they mate, they lose weight.
Smaller.
They lose weight, yes.
Okay.
So,
Is it shy?
no, he doesn't like. King George is more, docile and more friendly. You can touch him, just like Harold. But this one is more,
But this is a foreign species of goat.
All of them are foreign
foreign-
breeds.
Oh,
all
they're
of them
all
are
foreign
imported.
breeds.
All of them
Oh,
are imported.
okay.
Our local breeds, we have the West African dwarf in the south. Maximum weight is 25 kilogram.
Okay.
Sokoto Red in the north. Maximum weight is 35 kilogram. These ones can weigh up to 160 kilograms.
160.
60 kilograms, yes. It is King George, but he's lost weight. He used to look like King Charles.
So has he had any? You said he's been mating, and the more they mate,
He has had kids.
kids. Are they here?
Yes, one of the kids, the brother King William has been sold,
Okay.
and the kid of King William is behind.
Okay.
Maybe we'll show you. He's on because we lack space. Usually, when they give birth, we sell.
Oh,
We sell, but that's after winning. But we are building something bigger now, so we will be able to multiply.
King Charles, King George. This
King
is
George is 5. So here we have King Edward. King Edward is 1 year old, 1 year plus. While King James is 2 years.
okay.
Yeah. So they attain their largest optimum weight at 3 years.
Okay. So what do you think
They're
is?
still growing.
Yeah. What do you think is responsible for the disparity? Because you said for the Nigerian breed, it's about 35, 36.
It's genetics.
It's genetics.
It's genetics.
Okay.
It's just like you're asking why is it that Scandinavians are very tall and people from Angola are very short?
Okay.
It's genetics.
It's genetics.
Okay.
They're built differently.
That's the way they are.
So the same.
These are females. They are pregnant.
Oh, okay. Ah,
This is a
yep.
mother.
Okay.
Has 2 kids, 2 females.
Okay.
And we'll be retaining the females for further breeding.
Okay.
Goats and sheep, they are ruminants. That means that they thrive on vegetation. So basically, we give them hay. Over here, we have hay. And then, apart from that, we give them supplements made up of corn offal, other kinds of grains, mineral supplement, and so on. Because we are rearing them intensively, we need to make sure that they receive a balanced diet. Because if they, were going into the pasture, most of their needs would have been met in the pasture.
We talk about this waste for these sheep. Does it have any use at all?
Oh yes, absolutely. If you look at the compound, it's very green, and everything we planted here, we plant with our manure. And in our farm also, we have about 40 hectares, and what we planted there, groundnuts, sweet potato, and so on. We don't use fertilizer. We use manure.
And they grow well.
And they grow well. So he is King Harold the Elegant.
Wow. Okay. You named all of them?
Yes, all the males have named.
Wow. What's the most interesting part of livestock farming for you?
It's seeing them grow. It's seeing them multiply. And I have to tell you, I find it difficult to eat meat from my farm.
Why?
Because they're almost like family.
Family. Oh.
So
you don't understand vegetarians. You understand the point.
I don't understand vegetarians. I love meat.
Okay.
I love meat. I love meat.
Okay.
But it has to be meat from another farm. Okay. My family, they eat, but I can't because for me, imagine we kill Harold, and then I'll be doing Asun with Harold. No.
You will not become Harold Asun.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Before you go into the farm, you dip your leg inside the disinfectant for biosecurity, so that you're not carrying any disease inside. Because as you're walking around, there are sheep and goats or cows that are cattle that are moving around. And then when you come out also, you wash your hand with the disinfectant and so on. Because sometimes there are zoonotic diseases, there are pathogens and so on. And so it's good to, wash your hand so you don't infect yourself.
We just left the demonstration farm where we had a lot of livestock. At least I found King Harold, I found King Charles and King
George.
James,
Edward.
Okay, they are all there. Different species of livestock, or sheep particularly, and goats, which we found there. But now let's ask very practical questions. Now, a lot of young people, because of the lack of knowledge of livestock farming, many people wouldn't want to get into it. Now, you don't need anybody to tell you that all of the animals we did see there are pretty expensive to acquire, which is one of the things that might deter young people from afar. And of course, the entire idea of this program in the first place is to encourage more people. So what would you say about that, the costing? Anyone who is concerned about how to start at all?
Okay, first of all, the costing is not the main issue. I encourage everyone who wants to go into any area of agriculture, first of all, get trained, learn. Here we organize livestock training master classes where we train people in the area of goat farming, sheep farming, and so on. So get trained. The second thing is don't start with the imported breed. Because if you make a mistake and you lose a goat that cost you 4 million, that's a lot. Start with the local breed. Start with local goats. Make your mistakes and so on. And learn from your mistakes. Don't waste your mistakes. And then you can now introduce the imported breed. 1 or 2, depending on how large your herd is. Now, if you look at it from a business perspective, you find out that it's actually not that expensive. Let me give you an example.
Please.
King George. King George, if you give me 10 million, I won't sell him.
Why?
All right? Now, a semen, a straw of King George semen costs $50 to $60 a straw.
A straw.
One ejaculation can give you between 20 and 70 straws. And we can harvest that about 3 times a week. So let's say it gave us just 20 straws. 20 straws times $60 or times $50. All right?
That's a lot of money.
How much is that? Let me see your mathematics.
Very bad. Very bad.
Okay, so 20 times 50, that's already $1,000.
Okay.
Am I right? Good. So 1,000, and you can do that 3 times a week.
In a week? That's about $3,000.
So $3,000 in a week.
Okay.
So you've already in 1 week gotten the amount of money that you used in buying the good. That is just one.
Okay.
That's one stream of income.
Okay, so what's the market like for the semen?
We have, the semen is a specialized a service where you need to get the equipment, and maybe I'll show you our laboratory. It's specialized, so you need something, but that's not the only stream of income. The other stream of income, of course, is the pure line breeding, where every goat that is born, is sold for between 4 and 4.2 million, and we have a waiting list. That means you don't come and buy. All right, you don't come and buy, you make a deposit and wait. Waiting time is about 3 months before you pick your goods. And we have a number of people waiting for these goods. So that's the second stream of income. The third stream of income is crossbreeding.
Okay.
And that's actually where the money is.
Okay.
Crossbreeding. Now, imagine you have 100 local goats, females, and then you go and get 2 imported breed that cost you 8 million, for example. All right. The F1 crossbreed, that is the first delivery of that local goat, that is a cross with the imported breed. The price they are sold for is between 550 and 850,000 naira. Now imagine you have 100 local goats, females, and they all give birth to only one. That is 100 F1 crossbreeds, and you sold them for 550,000 naira. How much have you made? You've made already 55 million naira. So you have to think business. You have to treat it as a business. You don't say, oh, the price of this is expensive, and so because of that, you're not doing it. The fourth stream of income is milk, which is why we have the Sanin. The Kalahari Red, they are giving us milk, about 1 liter per day. All right. A liter of cow milk from the producer costs about 1,000 naira. A liter of goat milk is 8,000 naira.
Because it's rare.
Not because it's rare, because it is the best milk.
But is it very common here in Nigeria?
It's not common in Nigeria, but when you go to Europe, goat milk is very, very popular. Because people who have lactose intolerance, allergy, and so on, it's a lot better than cow milk. So we have clients, who buy goat milk from us. So because of all these reasons, I must say it's a lucrative business. Now, let me say this.
Okay.
I lived in Europe for 25 years. I was a senator in Europe. Twice elected. Now, after living there for 25 years, I came back to Nigeria to become a goat farmer.
That should tell you something.
Now that should tell you that there is something, and everything you're seeing here, I built rearing goats.
Why are you not farming goats again?
You understand? I built all these rearing goats. So it is lucrative, but you need to have a good knowledge. You need to train yourself. You need to keep building your capacity. You need to have good breed, and that's another thing. Many people go for the cheapest. They are looking for a goat that will cost them $1,000. One thing with genetics is you can't fake it. If you get poor genetics, it will give you poor results. So in terms of your breeding stock, always try to get the best, and it will give you the best.
Okay. All right. That being understood. Now, for goat milk, we don't see that with the local breed of goats we have here in Nigeria. Is it because of the genetics, or we have not trained them to produce milk?
It's because of the genetics. They are small, and because of that, the amount of milk they may give you would also be very small. The Kalahari Red is bigger, even though it's also a meat breed, but it gives you a little milk. But there are dairy breeds. Sanen is a dairy breed that can give you between 3 and 5 liters of milk per day.
All right.
And there are dairy breeds of cattle also that gives you between 25 and even 90 liters of milk per day.
25 to 90 liters.
Yes. And these are some of the equipments that we use. There are two ways of extracting semen from goats. The first one is the one that we use a dummy and artificial vagina. This is an artificial vagina that is used, but it is more complicated, to do. So the second method is the use of electrode ejaculator. And so the electrode ejaculator, we apply some electricity, and it makes them to ejaculate.
Okay.
And we collect that. So that's that. And then here, this is the USG ultrasound, the ultrasound that we use to check their pregnancy, to confirm if they are pregnant.
Okay. Is there a gel?
There's a gel. There's a gel that we use with it. All right. And then here, this is the microscope. The microscope we use in checking the
Heart rate?
the virility of the sperm cells.
Oh, okay.
The sperm count and so on. And then here we have the inseminator. The inseminator is what we use in applying the semen into the vulva of the goat.
Okay.
So
you can
we can
see-
yes, we can see
oh.
inside.
Okay.
So we put it inside until we reach the cervical point, and that is where we now release the semen. So that's why I was saying it is more technical to do artificial insemination service is more technical. There are the equipment you need and there's expertise you need in order to 12 hectares of groundnuts. And because we feed them groundnut hay, so we plant our own groundnuts. When we harvest it, the foliage is turned into hay. So these are planters. You can use it to plant groundnut, beans, and maize.
Welcome back. That was quite an insightful episode. I personally thought about going into livestock farming, particularly goats and sheep, after my talks with Professor Abraham Godant. Right, that would be pretty much everything we have today for you on livestock farming here in Nigeria. And first of all, you would hear Dr. Abraham talk about how it is important to start with our local sheep and goats, because he basically in his demonstration farm had foreign sheep and foreign goats, and he made us know what it will cost to get one straw of the semen of those, which is what he bases or his market is about right this minute. But if you must go into goat and sheep farming, please first try with our local goats and our local sheep as advised by our resource person today. Until next time, where we'll be talking about more interesting topics or other interesting topics in the agricultural ecosystem. My name is Martha Alu. See you on the next episode and definitely have an amazing weekend ahead. Thank you.